Hello, everybody. Hello, my friends. Welcome back to This is a Sanctuary podcast. It has been a while. I basically took some time off. There's been so much happening in my world, but all in all, God is good. And there's always going to be things happening in our lives. Life is forever lifing, right? So it's good to be back. Um, if this is your first time here with me in the sanctuary, I'm so glad that you found this space. This podcast has always been about one major thing. Well, one of the major things, but the overarching goal or the overarching theme of this space is healing, right? And so healing is my passion, emotional healing. um, it's something that I have been through. It's something that I had to go, that is a process that I had to go through. So I am forever pouring into others of the importance of healing, the importance of doing the work. And a lot of people don't want to do the work because it is work, it is painful, and sometimes we would just want to take the easy route and just keep doing what we're doing, right? So again, this podcast is really about healing, not perfect lives, not pretending everything is okay. Not it's just about healing, just about being honest about where we need to be and what we need to do. So lately I've spent some time reflecting on why I'm so passionate about helping others, helping people heal, why I wrote my books, why I coach, why I encourage grandparents raising grandchildren, why I work with children and families every day, why I keep coming back to this message. And the answer surprised me in the most simplest way, in its simplicity, right? Healing was never just about me. And that may sound cliche because we hear that all the time, right? Um, there was a time when I thought my greatest goal was simply to stop hurting, to move beyond the heartbreak. And we all do. We want to move past the pain. We want to make peace with family dysfunction. We want to understand generational trauma. We want to recover from loss. And so I thought the finish line was getting to a place where I finally felt okay. But somewhere along the journey, God gently showed me something different. He wasn't just healing me, He was preparing me. Every difficult season was teaching me compassion. Every disappointment taught me empathy. Every unanswered prayer deepened my faith. Every setback stretched my capacity to sit with someone and their pain without trying to fix them. So when you walk through darkness yourself, you stop judging people who are still finding their way. You become gentler, more patient, more understanding. You realize healing isn't linear. Some days you feel strong, some days an old wound whispers again. And that's okay because healing isn't about never feeling pain again. It's about no longer being controlled by it. So I often think about people God has allowed me to encourage over the years, grandparents suddenly raising grandchildren, parents overwhelmed by the challenges of autism, people navigating heartbreak, those trying to break cycles that have existed for generations, people carrying silent grief. Every single time someone shares their story with me, I'm reminded that my own story has become a bridge, not because my story is extraordinary, but because pain recognizes pain. People don't connect with perfection. They connect with honesty. One of my favorite verses is found in 2 Corinthians 1, 3 to 4. It tells us that God comforts us in all of our troubles so that we can comfort others with the comfort we ourselves have received from Him. That verse changes everything. It tells me there is purpose in healing, not because God causes every painful thing that happens to us, but because He is able to bring something meaningful out of it. Our wounds don't have to be wasted. I've often said, heal, change, grow. That's been kind of my overarching theme for my books and everything that I do as far as like encouraging people and healing and 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 encouraging people to heal. I've often said, heal, change, grow, right? Those aren't just words on the cover of a book. They're becoming a way of life. Healing comes first, then change begins, then growth follows, and eventually, almost without realizing it, your life starts becoming an invitation for someone else to believe healing is possible too. Your scars become evidence, not evidence of what broke you, evidence of what God carried you through. So today, if you're listening and you're wondering why you've had to walk through such a difficult road, maybe this is your reminder. Don't rush to find a purpose. Don't force the lesson. Simply keep healing. Because one day, someone is going to need exactly the hope your story carries, not your perfection, your healing. You know, when I look back over my own life, I can finally see it. The heartbreak wasn't the end of my story. The trauma wasn't the end of my story. The disappointments weren't the end of my story. They became the soil where healing began. And now, every time I get the privilege of encouraging someone else, I realize something. God never wasted my pain. God never wasted my pain. So before we close, I want to leave you with this thought. The very thing that once threatened to destroy you may become the very thing God uses to help someone else find life. So keep healing, keep growing, keep becoming, because your healing was never just about you. My healing didn't end with me. It became an invitation for someone else to believe that healing is possible. Thank you for spending time with me today on this short episode. Until next time, remember this. May this always be a sanctuary, a place where healing begins, hope grows, and you discover that even your deepest wounds can become a source of light for someone else. Take care, and I'll see you in the next episode.